Morning, everyone. Kate and Fiona Pearman joining you for our Core Confidence Facebook Live that's pre-recorded due to tech challenges, but still wanted to jump on, I guess, and dig quite deep on this particular subject around clarity and confidence. I think, Fiona, the last 12 months, as we've been rolling out Acts of Confidence and talking more about that, it's been really interesting for us to see how this piece of clarity seems to come up time and time again.
Yes, I think over the last couple of years, we've really noticed that clarity is often the sticking point for people. That they say, on the one hand, they think they know what they want or they'd like to achieve something in career, and yet they keep going to a default position, or they keep procrastinating, or they keep making excuses really for why they can't do what they need to do, or why they can't make a choice now or decision. And just noticing how difficult it is for people to actually get clear about what they want and own that decision has really made us very curious, and has got us into some really good coaching conversations around what needs to be different so that you can actually make a choice and get clear and make some of those decisions.
Yeah, I think indecision or procrastination is a red flag. I think this one of, wanting to keep your options open, which is one that, you talk about often as well. That kind of belief that, I'll be opportunistic, or let's see what the universe provides, and all of those sorts of things, I think can put us into a bit of a false kind of belief around abdicating responsibility. And, we're all for, and we, obviously have, quite strong spiritual beliefs around all of that. And both of us are really clear about the importance of making a decision, because without a decision, there's no action. Without no action, there's no progress. Without no projects, there's no feedback. And therefore that whole decision feedback loop doesn't even get started.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think this one about keeping options open often trips us up, because it's an easy one it sounds intelligent, right? It sounds as though I'm being smart and I'm making sure I've got multiple ways I could get to where I might think I need to go. And at the same time, it means we're usually not going after anything with real vigor and real determination. And so things kind of slip back and forwards, and I try this thing and that doesn't seem to work so well, so I pop over here, or I get some feedback from someone else and I think I'll try this. And because there's no clarity and there's no decision around what I really want, we are continually on a wheel of this, that, next, and not making any progress at all. And I think the more we're prepared to actually make a decision, even if it's not the perfect decision, and get clear on something, it forces us into saying no to certain things. Okay, I'm going to give this path a really good go. I'm going to really give it all I've got, and I'm going to see what happens. And as you say, I'm going to get some feedback and intel from doing that. And guess what? Once we make a choice and we take that action and we see what happens, we can make a new choice. It's not as though we're stuck with the same choice forever. But not getting clear and not making a choice is a really good way to stay stagnant and to keep making excuses for not creating the career that you say that is so important to you.
Yeah, I think, excuse me, if you're not making progress in an area of life or on a goal, I think it's really important to hold up a mirror and get clear about, ironically, do you really want the goal? Number one, do you want it enough to say no to other things in life that you may need to deprioritize in order to say yes to the things that you need to prioritize to move forward on the goal? So I think that why factor, or the what's in it for me, or the return on investment, or just getting really clear about why that goal or that outcome is really important. I think the lack of connection with that is a challenge and is part of what keeps us in that loop. And I think, this piece around failure, I've coached clients regularly where we're goal setting and we're having a conversation around what their priority is. And they'll perhaps set a goal like, build capability or build better relationships with the stakeholder. And when we dig and I say, well, if you had that, capability, what would that give you? And what would that give you? And when we dig, we get to it would mean I'd be promoted. And I went, okay. So the goal is promotion. Oh, am I clear that that's the goal? Yeah. But let's set the safe goal. And so that ability, that fear of failure. And again, when I've dug in to go, what's really going on? Why don't you want to set that goal? What's really going on? The fear of failure really comes up.
Yes, and we see this one time and time again, and it's the story we tell ourselves. What will it mean about me if I go for something and I don't get it, or I put it out there, even if I share with other people that I'm going for this goal and I want to get somewhere, I want that promotion or I want something, and then if I don't get it, what will that mean about me? And, I'm going to feel embarrassed. I'm going to feel something less about myself. And that's so not the case. I mean, it's simply that you didn't get it this time. You gave something a go. Didn't happen now. You learned something from the experience. And if you still want to go for that again, that option's still going to be there. That ability to choose something again, maybe in a different context or in a different way, will still be available to you. And in fact, you'll be more resourced and you'll know more than you did last time, because having gone through it once, you've already had some practice. You've actually had some experience. And now when you show up, that next time you're going to be so much better equipped to really make the most of the opportunity and quite possibly get what you want. But if you hadn't had the failure, you wouldn't have that, intel and understanding. So we really encourage people not to see it as a bad thing, but just simply to see it as feedback so that they can do more next time.
Yeah, I think it's a really big one. Notice the red flags, notice the lack of progress, circle back to clarity. In our experience, nearly every confidence conversation we've ever had with clients in some way leads us back to a conversation around clarity. Clarity creates confidence. And so I think the more that we can lean into this stuff, the more that we're prepared to say no to things and yes, of course, to what we want, the more that we will start to make traction on our goals, the more we will start to learn about what works and what doesn't work, and the more that we'll start to, really achieve our goals in career and life. So if you've enjoyed today's confidence conversation, please feel free to share it with your network. And we've got questions, comments you'd like to share with us, please feel free to reach out to Fiona or myself. And of course, if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with core confidence, please visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au.